If you're serious about success, the first step is to stop constantly looking back at others. It's tempting to look at their achievements, lifestyle, and pace of development, and wonder why you haven't reached that level yourself yet. But every second you spend looking away is a second that you don't invest in your own success. The truth is that looking at others creates distraction. Looking at yourself creates direction. When you stop following someone else's schedule and start defending your own, everything will change. Success doesn't come from comparisons. It comes from clarity, discipline, and work that really moves you forward. Do you see how dangerous it is? You must regain the throne of your own mind. You must believe with absolute conviction that your ideas, values, and ambitions are important. They are more important than opinions. They are more important than the current results. They are more important than any fear or doubt that you carry within you. Whenever a negative thought arises, and it will, don't accept it without challenge. Replace her. Redirect it. Get your focus back. Tell yourself, my story doesn't end like that. Your inner world creates your outer world. If you want a better future, you have to start building it in your mind. You need to see yourself as strong, capable, worthy, and rich, long before the world reflects it back to you. The truth is that the people who changed the world are not the ones who had it easy. These are the ones who believed they could, even when no one else was doing it. Even when the odds were against them, you have the same power. Use it. Your thoughts are like bricks. With their help, you build something, a life, a legacy, a future. Build with faith. Build with purpose. Build with a positive attitude, because the future belongs to those who believe in it. And if you believe deeply enough, the world has no choice but to rise up and match your vision. Let your thoughts lead you there. Decisive action. Knowledge alone won't change your life. Dreams, no matter how bright or inspiring they may be, do not build success on their own. What distinguishes those who only dream from those who achieve is one key quality: decisive action. Throughout history, those who have left lasting influences have not always been the most educated or talented, but they have been brave. They acted when others were hesitating. They moved forward while the others paused, and in this movement they shaped their destinies. Amelia Earhart is a prime example. She didn't just dream of flying, she flew. At a time when women were not allowed to practice aviation, she boldly boarded an airplane. Her actions broke down social barriers and inspired generations. She didn't wait for the world to approve. She was acting. And through her decisive steps, she carved her name in history. You have dreams too. You have knowledge. But none of that matters as long as you don't move. The world will not reward you for what you plan to do. He will reward you for what you really do. Hesitation is the enemy of progress. The longer you wait for action, the more room fear gets for growth. Doubts creep in. Opportunities are passing by. The momentum is lost. The antidote: determination. Determination is not recklessness. This is clarity in motion. This means evaluating your path, making choices, and moving forward even when conditions aren't ideal. Because the truth is, conditions will never be perfect. Waiting for confidence is a silent dream killer. When you start acting from this center, life will stop happening to you. It will start happening for you. Your thoughts will become clearer. Your vision will become sharper. Your actions will align according to their purpose. And the universe, no matter how strange and mysterious it may be, will begin to respond. Small steps matter. Every action, no matter how small, is a brick laid in the foundation of your future. A phone call, a decision, a bold conversation are actions that accumulate into success. Make it a habit to react quickly to your plans. When you feel inspired, move on. When you see an opportunity, grab it. Let determination become your ally, the force that keeps you from drifting and procrastinating. You are the author of your life, but only action can move the pen. Therefore, choose boldly, act quickly, and trust that you are moving forward, even if you stumble. Every step gives you feedback. Every choice sharpens your wisdom. This is how growth happens. This is how confidence is built. Remember, the most successful people are not those who have never failed. These are the ones who refuse to get stuck. They chose an action over and over again. You're not here to live carefully. You are here to live consciously. Let your life be shaped not by fear, but by moving forward. Because, in the end, it's not what you set out to do that defines you. What defines you is what you've really done. Be decisive. Go ahead. Shape your life on your own terms. The journey to personal perfection begins now. Take your own path. Set bold goals. Cultivate resilience. Reject comparisons. Stay adaptive. Ignite your passion. Maintain a positive mindset and act decisively. Your future awaits a bold step forward that only you can take. You have the power to shape your own destiny. It's time to turn the focus inside and create the exceptional life you deserve. Are you ready to start your journey? The greatest achievements are within your reach. Use your moment and let your light shine brightly, inspiring others along the way. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and watch new motivational videos. All great changes begin inside. All success is first created in an invisible realm of thought. Before a skyscraper takes off, a blueprint is created. Before a state is created, a vision is formed. Before a person becomes powerful, they become disciplined in their thinking. That's why I'm asking you, what kind of vision do you have in you? What idea burns so brightly in your heart that you can't let it go? Don't ask if it's possible. Ask if it's yours. Because if it's really yours, then you should stop waiting for permission. You have to stop looking for signs. You have to stop comparing, hesitating, doubting. Take the reins of your inner world. Declare yourself the master of your destiny. You're not here to imitate. You're here to create. Remember, the greatest souls in history rose up not because they followed others, but because they followed their own inner voice. You have that voice too. He never left you. He expects you to listen. Stand up straight, look inside yourself, and start building a life that only you can build. You are the center of your universe. Never forget that. The value of self-confidence. Throughout history, everyone who rose above all and left an indelible mark on the world possessed one exceptional quality: unshakable self-belief. This belief was not arrogance or ego. It was an inner conviction, the certainty that their vision was worth pursuing, regardless of the cost, resistance, or defeats. Thomas Edison was a man who failed more than 10,000 times before successfully creating an electric light bulb. Most people would have given up. Most would say, "That's enough." They would point to their efforts, exhaustion, and years of hard work and conclude that success simply wasn't meant for them. But not Edison. Edison possessed what all great successful people should cultivate: faith in the value of their own idea. Edison did not look up to those who gave up. He didn't ask, "Why does it take me so long when others succeed faster?" He understood what few people understand. Failure is not a verdict, it's a feedback loop. Each failed attempt was a step closer to mastery, a piece of the puzzle, a refinement of a dream. In the next few minutes, I will share with you the inner changes that distinguish those who are obsessed with others from those who are completely self-centered. You'll learn how to stop comparing, how to drown out the noise of other people's opinions, and how to train your mind to stay on its own path, even when there are plenty of distractions around. That's the spirit you have to carry forward. You also have a seed of greatness inside. It lies still and waits for you to believe in it, to act according to it, to feed it with perseverance, discipline, and courage. But above all, it awaits your faith. Faith is not a luxury. This is not a trait reserved for a select few. This is the foundation on which all progress is built. Without it, ideas remain desires. Without it, goals remain fantasies. Without her, your greatest talents remain untapped, and your brightest dreams turn into regrets. Understand this. Doubts and fears are not signs of weakness. They're part of the way. Every man or woman who has achieved something significant has gone through the valley of uncertainty. But they kept moving. They did not give the driver's seat to fear. They refused to hand over control to self-doubt. Instead, they reinforced their faith as a fortress. They repeated their vision until it became the truth. They stood up for their dream when no one else did. So, I ask you, what do you believe about yourself? Do you believe that you are capable of more? Do you believe that your dreams are justified, that your efforts are meaningful, and that your ideas are worth pursuing? If so, then act accordingly. Speak like someone who believes. Walk like someone who believes. Plan, think, move, build like someone who knows that success is already his. Unless he lets go. You don't have to wait for the world to confirm you. This is a fool's game. The confirmation starts inside. The moment you decide to believe in your own strength, path, and opportunities, you begin to attract success to yourself. People, opportunities, ideas, resources, they are starting to appear. Not by accident, but for a reason. Here's a secret that the great ones knew. Faith is not a feeling, it's a choice. This is a decision that is made daily, hourly, from moment to moment. And the more you choose to believe, the stronger you become. The more unstoppable you become. The more you discover how great your potential really is. Believe in yourself, not ever. Not when you feel ready. And now, because everything you're looking for is waiting on the other side of faith. Open this door, cross the threshold, and let the world see the power of a mind that believes. Setting goals and having a clear vision. Imagine that you are sailing on an endless ocean without a compass. The wind changes, the waves carry you in uncertain directions, and every movement becomes a reaction to the circumstances around you. No control, no direction, just drift. This is how many people live their lives, aimlessly, without clear goals, reacting to life instead of commanding it. But the great successful people, the builders of empires and legacies, knew better. They lived by the same rule: determine the goal before starting the trip. Imagine that you are standing in the center of your own universe. Everything that happens around you, everything you want to achieve, every dream dear to your heart, it all starts with you. This is not a metaphor. This is the truth, perhaps the most powerful that you will ever understand. Your life will unfold exactly the way you want it to, if you order it in your mind first. Walt Disney is a name known on every continent, a symbol of creativity and wonder. But few people remember how often he was rejected before success came to him. He was fired from the newspaper for lack of imagination. He faced bankruptcy, betrayal, and countless closed doors. And yet, through it all, Disney held on to one thing with unwavering dedication: a clear vision. He knew what he wanted to build. He saw it in his mind's eye long before the world believed it was possible, and this clarity became his compass. Here's the lesson: clarity breeds strength. When you know exactly what you want, you use all the power of your mind to achieve that goal. You start filtering the world in a different way. Opportunities are recognized, distractions are eliminated, and energy flows where attention is directed. A vague dream leads to vague results, but a certain goal, written down on paper, reviewed daily and pursued with intent, becomes a force of nature. It becomes a living contract between you and your future. So, ask yourself, where are you going? This is not a question that can be answered in passing. It requires deep reflection. It requires silence and introspection. You have to understand what you really want, not what others expect, not what fear allows, but what you want deep down. Is it financial independence, mastery of the craft, freedom, contribution, legacy. Whatever it is, write it down. Don't let it remain just a thought. Thoughts are fleeting. Goals, when they are written down, become anchors. They remind you who you are and where you are going. Review them daily. Say them out loud. Let them burn so brightly in your mind that no distraction can dim their light. Let every decision serve your purpose. If the choice brings you closer, follow it. If it takes you further, reject it. With clarity comes focus. With focus comes momentum. And with momentum, you start rolling mountains. Don't be afraid of the scale of your goal. Fear a life without purpose. The greatest tragedy is not to aim high and miss. It's about aiming low and hitting. Successful people are not happy. They are purposeful. They move with intent. They don't spread their efforts in 100 directions. They move like a river, strongly, steadily, unstoppably, because they have a direction. You should be the same. Define your goals. Make them specific. Make them measurable. Make them so clear that even in moments of doubt, you can read them and remember your path. May they become your guiding stars in the darkest night. May they bring order to your chaos, discipline to your actions, and confidence to your decisions. I've spent my whole life studying the minds of the world's most successful people, industrialists, inventors, presidents, and philosophers. Each of them, without exception, began their journey to greatness not with money or influence, but with a clear goal and a deep, unshakable faith in their own potential. Everyone has decided to become the master of their own destiny. A man without a purpose is like a ship without sails, vulnerable to every gust of wind, every passing storm. But a man with a purpose becomes a creator, a builder, a conqueror of his own destiny. Clarity is not a gift, it is a discipline. Practice it, strengthen her, live by it, and soon you will look back not with regret, but with pride, because you knew where you were going, and you got there. Fortitude and the power of perseverance. When the name of Abraham Lincoln is mentioned, the mind immediately thinks of one of the most revered leaders in history. But long before he took the highest office in the country, Lincoln was on a path marked by setbacks, rejections, and grief. He lost several elections, failed in business, and suffered deep personal tragedies. By all conventional standards, it should have broken down. He had every reason to give up, and yet he didn't do it. Why? Because Lincoln understood what most people miss. Failure doesn't define you. Perseverance defines you. He refused to let failures rule his life. He saw every defeat not as a dead end, but as a turn in the road. He treated every disappointment as an invitation to grow, reflect, and come back stronger. This relentless movement forward, this indomitable spirit transformed him from a man beaten by life into a leader who will be remembered forever. The same principle applies to you. The path to greatness is not a straight line. It is not lined with comfort or lightness. He is difficult, unpredictable, and often ruthless. But there is a secret in his challenges. It is precisely these challenges that are the tests of your future self. When obstacles arise, and they inevitably will, you have two options: retreat or climb. You can let the storm break your will, or you can let it shape your character. Those who achieve greatness are not those who avoid difficulties. These are the ones who persevere through them. Failures are not a sign that you are on the wrong path. They're a sign that you're on a path worth following. Every struggle teaches. Every failure sharpens you up. Every fall builds resilience. Resilience is not something you're born with. It's something you build. She is forged in the fire of adversity, in moments when everything in you wants to give up, but something more inside whispers, "Keep going." And when you keep going, when you push forward in the face of fear, doubt, and pain, something wonderful happens. You're getting stronger, not only in action but also in faith. You're starting to realize that you're capable of more than you ever imagined. You begin to see that the pain is temporary, but the progress is constant. Think about every great figure in history: Lincoln, Edison, Mandela, Roosevelt. Everyone went through the fire. Everyone was told that they would not succeed. Everyone has failed repeatedly, but they persisted. And because they persevered, they became more than just successful. They have become symbols of what is possible when a person refuses to give up. So, turn inside yourself now and ask, what will define you? Will there be setbacks, moments when things didn't go according to your plan, or blunders that temporarily shook your confidence? Or will it be your reaction to these moments? Will you stand up like Lincoln and declare by your actions that no storm can destroy the spirit of someone who refuses to be broken? Andrew Carnegie is a man born into poverty in a one-room cabin in Scotland. When he came to America, he had no wealth, no family connections, no formal education. But he had a burning vision, a desire so strong that it refused to be extinguished by circumstances. Don't wish for an easy life. Desire the strength to endure meaningful. A life with purpose, influence, meaning. This kind of life requires your perseverance. It requires your perseverance. And she rewards your unwavering faith in the journey. Keep going, step by step, challenge by challenge. Let the world throw whatever it wants. You're not here to capitulate. You are here to build, to learn, to stand up. And in the end, when you look back, you won't regret the fight. You will appreciate her, because through the struggle you have discovered your power. Resilience turns ordinary people into outstanding, successful people. Let her turn you into the legend you were born to be, avoiding the comparison trap. The moment you start comparing yourself to others, you give away your power. You're belittling your unique value. You're clouding a vision that belongs only to you. What was once a clear path becomes clouded by doubts, distractions, and dissatisfaction. Understand this truth. Your journey is uniquely yours. No one else has lived your life, fought your battles, or dreamed your dreams, and therefore, no one else's progress should determine your value. Ray Kroc, the man behind McDonald's explosive global growth, understood this principle well. When he discovered the small hamburger stand run by the McDonald brothers, he didn't waste time comparing himself to other business owners or wondering if he could achieve their success. He wasn't interested in what others were building. He was completely focused on what he could build. He saw a vision where others saw only a simple diner, and he pursued this vision with tunnel concentration. Kroc turned this modest stand into an empire, not looking around but looking ahead. His eyes were focused on his mission, not on the performance of those around him. And that's why he succeeded. Comparison is a thief. He steals your joy. It clouds your mind. He's poisoning your progress. When you measure yourself against others, you're playing a dishonest game. You only see their best moments, not their difficulties. You see the results, not the path. And at the same time, you forget that your own path unfolds at the perfect time. When you're obsessed with someone else's schedule, you leave your own. You're off balance. You start pursuing goals that were never yours, and in the end you find yourself exhausted, upset, and lost, not because you failed, but because you stopped being yourself. Your goal in life is not to catch up or surpass others. Your goal is to become the best, bravest, and truest version of yourself. This version does not live in comparison. She lives in creativity. She grows not by observing others, but by looking inside. Carnegie understood what many people do not understand. The greatest limitations in life are not those imposed on us by the outside world, but those that we accept in our own thinking. Carnegie didn't waste time comparing himself to others. He didn't envy the wealth of those who came earlier, and he didn't cringe in the presence of those who seemed more educated, experienced, or lucky. Measure your progress only by who you were yesterday. That's the only comparison that matters. Have you grown up? Have you learned? Is he closer to his goal? If so, then you're successful, even if the world hasn't noticed it yet. Don't let envy distract you from perfection. Don't let someone else's 20th chapter cast doubt on your second chapter. The journey is long, and greatness often begins quietly in the shadows, where no one applauds. But if you keep building, improving, and believing, the results will come. Be patient with your progress, be ruthless with your focus, and most importantly, be true to your path. Success is not about winning someone else's race. It's about finishing with honesty, passion, and purpose. So get your strength back. Bring the focus back to the center. Turn down the noise. Close the comparison trap. Every time you feel the urge to compare, stop. Breathe in. Remind yourself, I'm not here to compete. I'm here to create. Let your journey unfold as it should. Let your height be your guide. And let your vision, not the world, determine your success. Because the truth is, when you finally stop comparing, you finally start living. And in this space, in this freedom, your true greatness will rise. Continuous learning and adaptability. Life does not reward the inflexible. It rewards those who remain curious, flexible, and dedicated to continuous growth. The world is in constant motion, and those who rise to greatness are not those who resist change, but those who evolve with it. Henry Ford, born in humble circumstances, did not receive success as a gift. He earned it through an insatiable desire to learn, improve, and innovate. Ford was not content with accepting the world as it is. He saw what it could be, and then studied what was needed to build it. His success wasn't just the result of a brilliant idea. It was the result of relentless curiosity and unshakable faith in growth. Ford asked questions, tested, studied, and adapted. And thanks to this way of thinking, he transformed not only his life, but also the world's understanding of industry, transport, and progress. This is the path that is open to you. The moment you believe that you've learned enough, grown enough, or achieved enough is the moment when you start to sink. Because success is not static, it is dynamic. He evolves with the world, and you have to do the same. Never stop expanding your horizons. Read books, ask questions, look for mentors, question your own beliefs. Break through the boundaries of what you know and confidently step into the unknown. Because you grow up in the unknown. You get bigger in the uncomfortable. Instead, he turned inside. He was studying himself. He controlled his thoughts. He channeled every ounce of his mental and physical energy into his chosen vision. He firmly placed his feet in the center of his universe and forced the world to conform to his will. Adaptability is not weakness, it is wisdom. Adapting does not mean giving up your values. This means strengthening your strategy. The most powerful people are those who can turn without losing their purpose. They flow like water, can bypass any obstacle and still reach their destination. Life doesn't always go according to plan. Markets are shifting, people change, opportunities come and go, and those who cling to an old path, a familiar path, or an outdated skill are left behind. But not you. Because you understand that learning is not a stage, it's a way of life. It is the fuel of your evolution. Every new understanding, every lesson learned, every skill acquired adds to your arsenal. They better equip you to navigate the turns of your journey. The key is to treat every day like a student. See every situation, even failure, as a class. Ask, what is this moment here to teach me? What kind of power can I get? What adaptation do I need to make? You also have to defend yourself against the greatest enemy of growth, comfort. Comfort whispers that you're okay where you are. He tempts you to stop reaching out, striving, searching. But comfort is not your friend. He's a silent potential killer. You're meant for more. You are meant to learn, to change, to become. And every time you choose growth over ease, you become more capable, resilient, and powerful. So, embrace the journey. Take the course. Read the book. Ask difficult questions. Make the necessary changes. Let go of what no longer serves you and create a place for what will lift you up. Your future belongs not to those who know everything, but to those who are ready to learn everything. Adapt, grow, get up, because you're the leader in learning. In adaptation, you master your destiny, and the world will belong to those who will never stop getting bigger, using passion and purpose. Passion is the heartbeat of sustained success. It's the invisible fire that drives your journey, the source of energy that makes the impossible seem possible. Without passion, every task becomes a burden, every obstacle seems insurmountable. But when passion is at the center of your work, it changes everything. Helen Keller is one of the greatest evidences of this truth. Blind and deaf before she was 2 years old, her world was a world of silence and darkness. Still, she didn't accept defeat. She didn't give in to the restrictions. Driven by a deep, burning desire to connect, learn, and contribute, she became a symbol of resilience, courage, and purpose. Here's a lesson I want to pass on to you. Stop looking around. Your neighbor's success has nothing to do with your potential. Your colleagues' promotions, friends' achievements, and others' awards are not your compass. You're not here to live someone else's dream. You're here to awaken your own. Keller didn't just overcome, she thrived. She has become an author, speaker, and inspiration to millions around the world. And the key to her triumph was passion. A passion for knowledge, a passion for communication, a passion for lifting others up against all odds. This power exists in you too. You may not face the same challenges, but you have your own. And in order to overcome them, to lead, to rise, to build a life of fulfillment, you must find something that ignites a fire in your soul. Ask yourself, what animates you? What kind of work could you do for hours without looking at your watch? What mission or idea fills you with excitement, meaning, and purpose? It's your passion. This is your calling. And when you discover it, your world is transformed. Tasks that once seemed boring now make sense. Long hours no longer exhaust you. They give you energy. Obstacles become puzzles, not problems. You stop looking for external motivation because your goal pulls you forward from the inside. You become magnetic, focused, alive. Passion turns ordinary people into outstanding, successful people. It gives you the strength to persevere when others give up. It gives you the courage to take risks, to stand alone, to pursue what others call unrealistic. But understand this, passion is not something you stumble upon by accident. It needs to be discovered and selected. Sometimes it's loud and clear. Other times she whispers. You may have to try new things, fail at some, dig deep to find her. But once you do, never let go. Dedicate yourself to her. Cultivate it. Build your life around her. And when the world tries to distract you or pull you in different directions, return to your passion. Let it become your compass. It's your fuel. Let passion guide your decisions. Let it shape your career, relationships, and contributions. Let it fill your work with meaning and your days with joy. The truth is that the most successful people are not the ones with the most resources. These are the ones with the most fire inside. This fire allows them to endure what others avoid. He pushes them forward when logic says, wait. He makes them unstoppable. So don't settle for anything less. Don't overwhelm yourself with comfort or distractions. Find your passion and give it everything you have. Because with passion, no dream is unattainable. With passion, you don't just survive, you thrive. You're inspiring. You're in the lead. You live fully. Every time you compare your progress with someone else's, you're giving away some of your strength. You are shifting the center of your universe beyond yourself. And as soon as your focus leaves the inner world, your thoughts disperse, your actions become reactive, and the results are inconstant. Let your goal become a magnetic force that pulls you forward. Let your heart beat strongly to the rhythm of something meaningful. And as long as you pursue your calling with passion, the world will pay attention. Not because you sought his approval, but because your light would be impossible to ignore. The power of positive thinking. Your mind is the most powerful tool you possess. He is not just a container for thoughts, but the creator of reality. What you're constantly thinking about is what you're becoming. What you focus on attracts you. The world you experience from the outside is a direct reflection of the world you are building inside. Norman Vincent Peale understood this truth with unshakable clarity. Through his work, he championed the concept of positive thinking, not as wishful thinking, but as a practical, powerful force for transformation. His teachings have helped countless people break out of the trap of self-doubt, fear, and failure by simply shifting their inner dialogue from defeat to opportunity. Positive thinking is not a soft philosophy. It's discipline, strength, and a way to move through the world with intent and resilience. When you cultivate a positive mental attitude, you begin to change your reality. Challenges no longer seem like obstacles. They become springboards. Failures turn into valuable lessons. Failure becomes feedback, not a final verdict. You don't ask anymore, "Why is this happening to me?" Instead, you ask, "What is this here to teach me?" This subtle shift in thinking releases tremendous power because thoughts are not passive, they are active. They shape your words, decisions, actions, and ultimately your results. A mind saturated with negativity will always find a reason to stop. A mind rooted in positivity will always find a way to move forward. When you think positively, you set yourself up for solutions. You connect to creativity, perseverance, and faith. You attract people who resonate with your energy. You're opening doors that would remain closed if your mindset were saturated with doubt. This does not mean that life becomes easy. Positive thinking does not mean denying reality or ignoring pain. It's about facing both with strength and hope. It's the ability to look into the dark and still see the light, to walk through the fire and believe that something more lies on the other side. You have to choose your thoughts like a master craftsman chooses his tools. Don't let fear, comparison, or negativity settle in your mind. They have no place in the house where your dreams live. Start every day by adjusting your mental state. Say affirmations, visualize success. Surround yourself with words, people, and habits that strengthen your faith in what is possible. Guard your mind as you would a treasure, because that's exactly what he is.